Good morning, reflectors.
Good morning.
Welcome to our weekly reflection. And yes, we're reflecting on this week. We're also reflecting on this month. I did want to take a moment to reflect on the year. I've loved this year. This was the first year where we weren't on Patreon. We opened it up to everybody, free of charge. I've loved getting to know people from all over the community. It's just been fun. So thank you for joining us this year of Morning Intentions. Annette, I about called you Mom. Mom,
You can call me Mom.
Okay, you've rubbed off on me, Mom, because you're one that has taught me to keep pressing ahead, look to the future, and take the bull by the horns and figure out what you can do about things you don't like. Those are the greatest lessons that you've taught me, and that's where I get my excitement from for the future. Like, what is 2026 going to behold? I don't know, but I know together it's going to be great.
And you know you can handle it.
And of course, and together we can handle it too, even more, because we all need support, don't we?
We all need support. We had a client say to us just the other day that it's hard reaching out for support. And we explained to them there isn't a person alive that doesn't need support. That doesn't mean that everybody gets support, but we need it. We need it because this is not something that we do all by ourselves. We need one another. We need support. We need to be witnessed and listened to and heard and understood. It's so important. And I also am pleased, Ada, that it sounds like your resilience is building. And that's beautiful to see.
It has been building, getting out of the hustle culture, figuring out my whys, and learning to trust. These last 3 months, and of course we covered so many wonderful things this year on Morning Intentions, those last 3 months have been life-changing. And for my reflection, you got to share yesterday what you've done to learn how to soothe your emotions, soothe your feelings, and feel them. And a huge chunk of that, not just learning that feeling your feelings gets them over with quicker, but you've learned to set up your life in a way that helps you to feel your feelings. You're not stressed, you're not nervous, you're not anxious. Your life supports you. I thought I'd share a little bit about what's helped me soothe my feelings in my life, if that's okay.
That's wonderful.
I did used to be someone who suppressed their emotions.
Even though it didn't seem like it. That's important for us to know, because if there's somebody like you in our life, I would never have guessed that you were suppressing your feelings and emotions. What I do know now, though, is you were covering up the true feelings and emotions with pushing people away and being angry and that word you love so much, harsh. That's what I've come to understand about you is I had no idea that you had all the things going on inside of you that you did. And it's a good thing for us to realize if you have somebody in your life who's seems harsh, seems frustrated, seems to have a quick temper. Ada isn't the type of person who will lash out and like cuss you out, but she is the type of person who her answers could be really short. And if you have some of these behaviors going on, I would say remember what we've said over and over in the podcast. If you're angry, there's a lot of feelings underneath the anger. If someone else is angry, frustrated, acting out, there's a lot of other feelings going on. And you're somebody who taught me that.
And that would be the way I would suppress my feelings.
Yes.
If I'm angry and harsh and isolate myself, I don't have to feel them. So the way I learned to soothe, I had to get brave and start feeling safe by myself to feel my feelings by myself. Because if I was the person who was telling myself not to feel like that, if I was berating myself and being harsh and angry towards myself, saying, well, you shouldn't feel that or don't feel that, that was me suppressing me, and I was doing it to myself. I wasn't getting that message from other people. I did it to me. So my first step was being brave and allowing the feelings to be felt and letting them come through, even when it was scary, even when it felt ugly, and even when it didn't feel soothing at all. The soothing came in time. By feeling my feelings and giving myself permission to feel them, I was soothing myself. I was that comfort for myself when it didn't feel like there was a lot of comfort in the world. And not that, Annette, you wouldn't have been a comfort, but since the feelings were too big for me, I thought they would be too big for everyone else.
That's where the trust comes in, right? That's what we've been talking about all month. You had to feel safe enough within you to allow yourself to be vulnerable and authentic by building trust.
And trusting the love that's inside of me rather than believing and falling for the fear, trusting what I had learned so far until that time in my life of my own personal development journey, trusting what I had learned, what I've experienced, and then giving myself that opportunity to soothe and to tell my nervous system it's okay to feel these feelings. You don't need to work so hard to hold them all in. You don't need to mask them with anger and harshness. And when I gave myself that permission, the dam broke. And I am a crier. I'm a pretty resilient person, but I am a crier. I like it. I don't know. It just feels good to feel it. It doesn't last very long. When I cry, it's for all the things that I don't have words for. Then it just allows that emotion to come through and I don't have to explain it. I don't have to try to put words to it. I don't have to try to rationalize it. I just get to feel.
And it really doesn't last that long. Like we talked about with me learning to feel my feelings. I still don't cry very much.
You don't need to cry. It's that's my thing.
But your crying episodes don't last that long.
Don't call them episodes.
Well, you will cry where I would be never crying about whatever it is. Then you don't cry like for an hour. You cry for 5 minutes.
And if I try to hold in my tears, it's so much worse.
I realize this.
And I bet you've experienced that.
With you?
Yeah, you can tell when I'm trying to hold it back.
I don't even think you do a very good job of holding it back, actually.
Probably not anymore. And you've said to me, I can tell you're about ready to cry right now. What's going on?
Yeah, I can always tell. The waterworks are coming. And they will only last 5 minutes. This is so important, though, because many of us have taught ourselves not to cry. Maybe we were given messages when we were younger that we shouldn't be crying. But for whatever reason, many of us don't cry. And I do think men need to cry just as much as women, because in our coaching, when the men cry, they seem to grow exponentially because they can actually let these emotions out.
And they give us a gift of honesty.
Yes. So what you're sharing with us, Ada, is what I shared yesterday, what led to peace for me. As we all in this year, and we're probably all going to have some time of a reflection during the holiday time and getting ready for next year, what you're saying is you've brought a lot more peace into your life by creating space within you, because it comes from within you, to trust that your feelings are worth looking at and worth sharing, as long as you're sharing them in a safe space, and crying. That's also led to peace. And I think it's brave of you to share about the crying, because many people don't allow themselves to cry. You're telling us that that's led to you having more peace in your life.
It sure has. And if you're not a crier and you think maybe I'd like to try it, just cry by yourself. There's no shame in it. You don't have to hide it. But for me, that's where it started, and it's changed everything. If I can give myself permission, even if it's just by myself, that was a wonderful first step on my healing and personal development journey.
So thank you all again for joining us this year. We're really looking forward to 2026. We're looking forward to 2026 with our personal coaching clients. We have some wonderful things planned for them. And again, if you have something that you would like for us to cover on our podcast, please let us know. We're saying that now, but you can do that throughout the year. But I'm really looking forward to coming back behind the microphone the first full week of January. So our podcast will resume again on January 5th. We're looking forward to having you all back with us.
So our intention for today and for the rest of this year is I will reflect on the different ways in which I can bring peace into my life. I will reflect on the different ways in which I can bring peace into my life. Thank you so much for joining us today, this week, this month, and this year. Our day and our years are so much better because you are part of them all. See you in 2026.
See you then.
I'm wanting something more, and I'm ready to begin. A life of happiness awaits me. It starts today when